Hey, this is Matt Boggs, and I know that we are in a highly uncertain and stressful time right now. None of us in our lifetimes have ever faced anything like this, and I think one of the reasons why it's so stressful or so overwhelming, a lot of my clients will say that they feel like there's just extra layer of stress and exhaustion that they have during this time. And I think one of the reasons is because of how much uncertainty there is. You see, there's a human need for certainty. There's a human need to feel certain and in control over a certain number of things in your life. And when that's been ripped away from you, when you're going to the grocery store and it looks like a war zone because everyone's in their masks and you don't know if what you're touching has been contaminated or not, or you don't know if your job is secure, or maybe you've lost your job and you don't know when the economy is going to reopen, or you don't know what's going to happen with the health of your loved ones, all of that uncertainty can be extremely overwhelming. And so in this video, I wanted to give you 5 things that you can control, 5 things that you absolutely have control over to help create additional certainty in your life during these uncertain times. Check it out. So these are 5 things that you can focus on to help create a greater sense of certainty and control in your lives. And so I've taken the word focus and I've broken it down into an acronym, FOCUS, because these 5 things are things you absolutely have control over. And as you focus on these 5 things, it'll give you a greater sense of control and certainty and less stress and overwhelm in your life. So let's check out F. F stands for feelings. When there's so much stress and trauma and sadness and grief going on in the world, there's a couple of ways that people tend to deal with feelings during this time. Imagine this is a wartime environment in which we're living in. We're all at war against this virus, so to speak. And during that time, people will either grit their way through it and they will either detach from their feelings or they will suppress their feelings. That's one way that people deal with it. The other way that people deal with it is they allow themselves to feel their feelings. Well, we know through psychology, through counseling, that the best way to handle your feelings is to feel your feelings. And feelings operate like a wave. And if that wave is coming and you're feeling the stress, you're feeling the sadness, and you don't allow yourself to feel the feeling, you block the wave and a whole bunch of pressure then is created on you. And this is where the overwhelm starts to build and becomes almost suffocating. Or you suppress the wave, you push it down, and then it will become expressed in other ways, often physical ailments. The healthiest thing you can do is allow yourself to feel the feeling. And with that wave, you will ride up the intensity of the feeling, but know this, you will ride down the other side. And it will dissipate, and you'll feel this great release of energy when you feel your feelings. And so you have control over whether you give yourself the gift of feeling your feelings. Give yourself the gift of feeling the grief. Give yourself the gift of a really good cry. Give yourself the gift of feeling the loneliness that you're feeling and allowing that to move through you and out the other side, because on the other side of that feeling is going to be relief. And so I encourage you to give yourself the gift of feeling your feelings during this time, because you absolutely have control over that. The O in focus stands for opportunities. You see, there's a great quote by Napoleon Hill, and I wrote it down because I wanted to quote it for you. And Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, said this: every adversity, every failure, every heartbreak carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Do you believe that? Every challenge has within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Ask yourself this question: do you believe that? Do you believe there's the seed of an equal or greater benefit in the challenge? I do. I believe that's true. I feel the truth in me when I hear that statement. And so if you believe that, or if there's even a part of you that's open to the possibility of that, connect to that part of you right now and know that we're in a major challenge. We are in a major heartache right now. We're in a major crisis right now. So if it's major, then by definition, there must be the seed of a major benefit. There must be some major good coming out of this. But like any seed, not all seeds are harvested. You have to first find the seed, and then you have to plant it and nurture it and grow it and then harvest it. So you have control over whether you're going to look for the seed of good or whether you're just going to look for the problem. You're going to look for the opportunity that exists right here, right now in all of this, or whether you're just going to focus on the trauma and the sadness and the grief. Because if that's all you're focused on, the trauma and the sadness and the grief, you're going to miss the good that's available for you. So you have control over what you're going to focus on, whether it's the problem or whether it's the opportunity. The C in focus stands for creativity. And there's a great saying that necessity is the mother of invention. Because when adversity hits, and it hits hard, like it's hitting right now, there's really two responses that people have. One is they will sit and complain. Because people, we don't like adversity. Generally speaking, we don't like it. And so we'll resist it at first. And we'll say, I don't want it. We'll do everything we can to make it go away. But once we realize it can't go away, like this, we know that we're not going to make this go away at the snap of the fingers. It's a process we're all in together. There's two responses. People will either sit and complain about the process they're in, or they will rise and get creative. You see, the universe, this world uses a birth canal. It uses pressure to create new life, right? A woman birthing a child, there's tremendous pressure in bringing that new life to the world. You know, a bird emerging from an egg grows so large that there's pressure on this egg until it cracks and breaks through and there's new life. So every one of us are in this intense pressure. And I like to imagine that there's something seeking to be born in you this day, some creative expression seeking to come forward. And even if it's in small ways, for example, we just celebrated Easter in my family. And normally we get together for a big family Easter brunch, and we can't do that right now. And so we decided to get creative. And everyone put their computers or their phones on their table, and everyone got dressed up in their own respective homes. And my wife pulled out the china, and we put a tablecloth down, like we hardly ever use a tablecloth. We got the tablecloth out. We got the nice dishes and the glass, the goblets, and we had our kids all dressed up in their Easter dresses. And my little son had a little Easter collared shirt on, his little vest on. And we got on Zoom and we had a family virtual brunch together and seeing everyone on Zoom. And yes, I missed the in-person stuff. Yes, I missed being able to hug on my mom. I missed being able to hug on my family. But there was something creative and amazing about what we were doing together. There were actually new things that we were able to experience with one another, being able to see each other's homes from this vantage point and share and break bread together and laugh together, even though we were virtual. And so I was so proud of our family for deciding to get creative in a moment when we could have just complained about not being able to get together on a family holiday, like Easter for us. For you, what can you do? What is something creative? You know, if you have kids, maybe it's take the mattresses out or build a tent, put a tent up in your living room and have a family camp out and go camping in the living room. Something different, something unique, because it's those pattern interrupts that the mind remembers. It's those positive moments of love and bonding in an unusual environment that you will remember for years. And so you have the control right now over whether you complain or whether you get creative. And in that creative moment, you create something amazing. You create an amazing, loving, bonding, fun moment that you will remember for the rest of your life. U stands for understanding. In other words, understanding that you're under a ton of stress, understanding that things aren't normal, understanding that we're overwhelmed, understanding that we're not going to be at our best when we're under stress. And so it's really about giving yourself understanding and compassion, extra grace during this time. I invite you to take a deep breath with me right now. Give yourself extra grace, extra patience, extra compassion right now, because nobody is at their best when they're under stress. And whether we're conscious of it or not, we're all under an extra layer of stress right now. In fact, last week I went to my wife and I said, hey babe, I just want to apologize to you because I know I haven't really pursued you this last couple of weeks and like made love to you the way I want to make love to you and desired you in that way. And I apologize because I know I want to be that husband. I want to be that man for you. And my wife smiled and she goes, babe, you need to go easy on yourself. You need to have some compassion and patience for yourself, because she was talking to me. She's saying, you have just created what was going to be a live in-person event and conducted this virtual training for 500 people. That was a huge lift, a huge work, and it was really successful. And as I was reminding, as she said that, I thought to myself, wow, okay, that's a good point. And thank you for that grace. Thank you for that patience. And I need to give myself that grace and that patience and say, and that understanding and acceptance and say, it's okay that I might not be at my best in this moment. And so give yourself extra patience. Give yourself extra grace, extra compassion, extra understanding in this moment. Now, S stands for stacking gratitude. Now, gratitude is an incredibly healing power. Gratitude is an incredible calming power. It has incredible power to reframe our minds on what's going wrong and expand and lift our vibration. And chances are you have a gratitude practice. I know I have a gratitude practice, but there's a special tool called stacking the gratitude, which helps uplift and expand your vibration, because extraordinary challenges call for extraordinary tools. Because every one of us, we're either going to stack the grievances or we're going to stack the gratitude. And when you watch the news, they stack the grievances. It starts out with the pandemic and the hospital challenges that are happening, and there's not enough masks and record deaths and all of this. And then it goes to the economy and how many people are out of jobs, and they stack the economy on top of the healthcare. And then they go to challenges with kids staying at home at school and all the stress we have. And then at the very end, they'll do a little bloop feel-good story on the news. Have you ever noticed this? It's like this massive stacking of grievances, and that's why we feel so overwhelmed. We're trying to stay informed, and yet we feel it just drags our energy down. So instead, stack the gratitude. And what that means is you stack one gratitude on the next, and as you do this, you'll feel an expansion and almost explosion of positive energy in your heart and in your body. So I want to invite you into this process right now, right here on this video with me now. So I know this might be unusual, but I invite you to close your eyes. I know you're watching this video, but it's okay. Go ahead and close your eyes if you're able to, and take a deep breath in. And I invite you right now to bring to mind the face of someone you love and see their smiling face. And imagine the image of their face floating right into the center of your heart. And allow yourself to feel gratitude for this relationship in your life. And as you're feeling gratitude for this relationship, now, in front of you, imagine something regarding your health that you're grateful for. It might be that your heart is beating this day, or your lungs work well this day, or that you can run, or that you're feeling good. Bring something to mind in your health that you're grateful for. And bring that image right to the center of your heart and stack it on top of the relationship gratitude, and feel your gratitude for your health expand in your heart right now. Feel it. Now think about where you live and something you're grateful for where you live. It might be that you have running water, or hot water, or cold water, just by turning a faucet. Or that you have electricity and you can flip a switch and have light in your home. Or that you can turn a knob and be able to cook your food right here in your own home. What are you grateful for in your home? Bring that to mind. And now bring that image right into the center of your heart, stacking on top of the other gratitudes. The gratitude for your home, the gratitude for that image, and feel it expanding in your body now. And now bring to mind a sense that you have, that you're grateful for. The ability to see beautiful sunsets, see the imagery around you, or the ability to hear music, hear a loved one's voice, or the ability to feel or smell or taste. What sense are you grateful for? Bring that gratitude right to the center of your heart. Feel it stacking on the other gratitudes. Feel that warmth in the center of your heart now expand. Feel it growing larger, expanding in you now. And lastly, bring another loved one's face to mind. Someone else that you love, you care for deeply. And bring that relationship to the center of your heart and feel it stacking on all the other gratitudes. Feel it expanding in you now. And go ahead and take a deep breath in. And gently open your eyes and allow this feeling of gratitude, this expanded feeling that you feel right here, should feel warm, should feel expansive in your heart space. Allow that to ride with you right now, to be with you in that moment. You can carry this forward throughout your day. And what I would love to hear from you is we stack the gratitude. In the comment section below, go ahead and write down, stack the gratitude in words that you share with the world. What are you grateful for in the comment section below? And I encourage you to share this video with someone that you know who might be feeling overwhelmed or stressed or grieving. Share these 5 things that we can control, because in a time when there's so much is out of control, it's important to remember what we can control. And as we do, we reduce the overwhelm, we reduce the stress, and we expand the positive energy in our lives. Oh, and by the way, if you would like this Stacking the Gratitude meditation, I've recorded it for you. I'll put a link in the description or in this video. Just click that link. You can opt in, get that free meditation for you. It's a gift from me to you. Thanks so much for watching. I'm praying for you and your family and your safety, and look forward to seeing you soon.